Hello again, vinyl community. It is Tim. Hi. Once again, if you haven't seen my first two videos, check them out. But I thought I'd do another video, this one, about thrift store finds. I've decided that I will divide my videos up into basically two categories: recent finds and thrift store finds, since I don't really have record stores around me, but I have thrift stores around me. That to me makes sense because I go to thrift stores much more than I get to go to record stores. But before I get started with that, I forgot something in my last video, and it's something that's sort of important, and it is this. I forgot to mention that this came in the mail yesterday, and boy, was I a happy camper. This thing is awesome. Of course, this is the Beatle vinyl mono box, and it's heavy. I'm gonna set it down. I will take the outer skin off though, and I'll pull the book out. You've probably all seen this already, but here's the book. Again, haven't opened any of this yet, but it is just awesome. The book looks fantastic. It's going to be a great read, and I will read it. I don't know, let's pull Pepper out. One of the reasons I got this Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band in mono. I have a nice mono copy, but I just love this album cover without the yellow strip on top. For some reason, having a nice copy without the yellow strip on top is very important to me. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but because this is not supposed to be about that. This is supposed to be about thrift store stuff. But I did get the Beatle Bono box, and man, I can't wait to get into that. But now for thrift store finds. The first one I got quite a while ago, but since this is my first thrift store update, I thought I'd start with it because it's a really good find. It's Madonna's Ray of Light album. I don't know if this album was ever pressed originally in the USA. I doubt it. This is a German pressing. It's a 2-record set. It's in really nice condition. There is a little damage on one of the corners, but to find this in a thrift store, it was $1.99, which is actually expensive for the thrift store I go to, but still, $1.99 for this album. I'm not a Madonna fan, but if I had to listen to one Madonna album, this one would actually be it. So I thought this was an awesome thrift store find. I usually don't find that kind of stuff, and this next album will prove that. Play Guitar with the Ventures, Volume 3. I pick up anything weird, wacky, unusual. Apparently there's at least 2 more volumes of this, and I have played this, and it is guitar lessons with an announcer and one of the Ventures playing guitar, and eventually they do the whole song. The whole band plays, and they'll take one instrument out at a time for like guitar and bass, and it's a really sort of crazy record. There's a book inside with all the music you need to I can't do this. Guitar tabs and all of that kind of stuff. Secret Agent Man right there. It's a weird, wacky record. I probably paid 29 cents for that. This one I have played as well. John Hartford, Earthworms. I have never heard of John Hartford before. I knew he'd be folky. He's kind of kooky folky. Good old electric washing machine and baking sods are 2 of my favorites on this album. I really enjoyed this record a lot, and I was really glad I got it. This store, the records are 3 for $1, but I only bought 1 album, so this cost me a whopping 50 cents. Miles Davis, Porgy and Bess. Once in a while, you can go to a thrift store and find really good records. Now, the condition on this is probably VG to maybe almost a VG plus. It's not great, but it's listenable. I have played it and I did enjoy it. And records at this store are 10 for $4, but you have to buy 10, which might explain some of the records you're going to see in a couple of minutes. Frank Sinatra, the main event live, still in shrink wrap. Paid 29 cents for this. How can you go wrong with Frank Sinatra? K-Star, Them Their Eyes, on Rondelay Records. Never heard of this label. I know a little bit about K-Star. The vinyl on this is really heavy. And again, this was the 40 cents, 10 for $1, or 10 for $4 thing. So I had it. I couldn't leave that sitting there. That's too cool. This was 29 cents. First Class. Remember that song, Beach Baby Beach? This is these guys. I've never seen the album before. It's on UK London. It's pressed on like corrugated cardboard, and over the years you can see all these lines going through the cover. It's sort of really bizarre. But there you go. 29 cents worth, definitely. Mongo Santa Maria, the man that gave us Watermelon Man, his greatest hits. How could you pass just the cover alone? How could you leave it sit there? Same with this one. Tippy Toeing, the Hardin Trio. This was, again, this would have been 3 for $1 at that store. And how could I, for 33 cents, how could I leave this record sitting there? That's fantastic. Same store. The Peterson Trio in Sweden. Still in shrink wrap. I have no idea. I can't read most of it because some of it's in Swedish. It's Borg Ring and his quartet. Look at this cover. How could I pass it up? Obviously, I couldn't. Now, these next few are the Command label and things like that. I started listening to Dean and Retro 2, I think he calls himself. Retro something. And I collect some of these things too. Dean has probably every one of these there is, but I collect them when they're in reasonable shape, or at least the covers are good because they also make really good wall art. Although I do take the records out so I can listen to them. But here we go. Vibrations, Enoch Light and his Light Brigade. So there's that. And these records are always cool. They give you technical information inside and on the back. And again, watch Dean's channel and you'll find out all about these. More Command. Ray Charles Singer's Songs for Latin Lovers. Enoch Light, that's his label, Command. He started it. And just always cool, interesting covers. Just very retro, very cool. Ray Charles Singer's, again, Something Wonderful on Command. Again, just awesome, awesome records, I think. 3 for $1, by the way. The Ray Charles Singer's, again, Command Performances. Again, of course, on Command. You can see, again, on the back, they show you how they do it, and it's how the recording process is, and recorded on 35mm film, and they're excellent, excellent sounding records. Command Performances Volume 2, the Ray Charles Singers. Again, I can't pass these up when I see them. They are just really interesting, cool records. And again, look, listen to that. This record has never even been opened. Gotta love it. Stereo Exotic Percussion on Crown Records. If anybody can tell me anything about this, Crown was usually a lousy label, so I'm assuming they're just trying to make some money off of the Enoch Light Command releases, stuff like that. I don't know, but I picked it up. Again, 3 for $1. Stereo Time Records, Percussion and Guitars. Series 2000. This, again, looks like it was an excellent recorded record. I don't know, Dean or anybody else out there, if you know anything about this record, please let me know. I'd love to know a little bit about this one. Dancing in 30s percussion on the Grand Prix series. Again, Dean or anybody else out there, I know nothing about this. I got a feeling, again, it's trying to cash in on the craze of that lounge exotica, nicely recorded music, and it might not be, but let me know. And we got one more of these. We're back to the real thing, the Command label. Bongos, bongos, bongos. I've actually been looking for this one for a long time. A few years ago, this sort of thing is what hung in my living room. I have 7 framed pictures in my living room, and it was all Command series and the like, and they're really cool covers, and I really like them a lot. And again, recording info and all of that kind of stuff. Pretty cool stuff. How could you pass up a face like this? Jackie Gleason plays romantic jazz on Capitol Records. Just the cover alone, if nothing else, again, it's a framer. It can be hung on a wall, and it's a really cool cover. Couldn't pass that up. Again, still $3 for $1. I also collect Al Hirt, maybe the greatest trumpeter that ever lived, and this is Cotton Candy, probably his best album. A lot of people think so. This one's still in the original shrink. Still got the little special value D price sticker on it. It was $4.98. Horn of Plenty, Al Hirt with Billy May. Another one. And Trumpet and Strings, Al Hirt with Marty Page. So some Al Hirt there. Again, I play a lot of this kind of stuff on my podcast. I play Al Hirt a lot, actually. I love his voice, too. If you've ever heard him sing, it's a really sort of deepish, gravelish, New Orleans kind of voice. I like it. Okay, into something completely different. I couldn't pass this up. This was $1. It's not in the best shape, but Diana Ross and the Supremes, the complete last concert. It's in a box. It comes with a book. There's 2 records in here, I think. Here's the book. Yeah, it's a 2-record set on Motown. Vinyl is in really nice shape. Couldn't pass it up $1 at the thrift store. Once in a while, you do get lucky. Oh, and look, there's Columbia record magazines in here too, which is really, really cool. These things are awesome. So, there you go there. Try to get this back together a little bit anyway. And my thrift store one day, these were $1, had like 10 of these. So I bought one. Diana Ross, Baby It's Me. Still sealed, never been opened. Again, they had like 10 of them. I don't know where they came from, but I'm going to pay $1 for a sealed Diana Ross album. Why not? Who wouldn't? Another thing I collect, test records. This one put out by Bang & Olufsen. And I haven't played it, but these things can be cool. This one's probably late 70s, early 80s. Really cool stuff inside. Awesome. And lastly, 2 later Grassroots albums. A Lot of Mileage and Move Along. And those are probably about $3 each, actually, which is a lot for a thrift store record, but there you go. Well, I hope you enjoyed my first thrift store finds update. As always, check out my podcast. It is called the Snap, Crackle, and Pop Vinyl Hour, if I haven't mentioned that. Hopefully there'll be a link here, if I can figure it out. And like my videos and subscribe if you like it. And I hope you'll watch me again. Bye.